The Wider Service Medal. It was announced last year, but it's been whispers since. Until now. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Savvy Squaddy. In this video, I'm going to go through some of the recently announced details on the Wider Service Medal. Let's get straight into it with, what is it? Well, the Wider Service Medal was announced in 2024, and it recognises those who are engaged on operational activities that deliver a significant and direct contribution to UK objectives in rigorous circumstances, but not necessarily in roles that expose them to physical risk, which is what sets it apart from most other operational medals. And here is what it looks like. More medallic recognition was also one of the recommendations from the Haythorne Freight Review, which came out a few years back. Link to a video on that will be in the description. So, what are the eligibility criteria? There are 4 bits which are as follows. You must have accrued 180 days service on eligible operational activity. I will show a list of these in a minute. Reckonable service may be aggregated, which just means added up, across multiple deployments and or operational activity. As an example, perhaps you did 2 lots of 4-month deployments on Op CABRIT over the span of 3 years. These would be added together, which would make you eligible after the second deployment. So don't worry if you return from a deployment early for any reason. I will also show what counts as reckonable service in a bit. Subsequent periods of service of 180 days will result in the award of bars to the medal. You will not get another medal. Footnote 3 mentions that the number of bars are yet to be confirmed, but if we look at the announcement page from March 2024, it mentions a maximum of 3. At this time, I'm inclined to go with the most current version, of there currently not being a decided maximum. Also worth noting, days counted towards the Wider Service Medal do not count towards the accumulated campaign service medal. And the final point, which caused the biggest amount of controversy last year when it was announced, operational activity must have been ongoing as of the 5th of March 2024 or have commenced after this date, with eligibility backdated to no earlier than the 11th of December 2018. So this means that if you served on an eligible operation before the 5th of March 2024, it must have still been active after that date, and your service can be backdated to the 11th of December 2018. If the eligible operation started after the 5th of March 2024, then it doesn't matter if it's now finished, and those days will count towards the 180. It's this 11th of December 2018 date which still continues to be the cause of a bit of controversy. A big reason for this is Op CABRIT. The early ones do not count as it began in 2017, meaning many people miss out. I fall into this bracket. I did around 4 months on CABRIT 2 and a further 4 months on CABRIT 4 just before I transferred Cap Badge. So I miss out despite having served over 180 days aggregated on the same op, although my time on CABRIT 4 does count as that was at the start of 2019. The reason for that specific December date is that is when the initial concept of the Wider Service Medal was endorsed, and the March 2024 date was chosen as that is when the WSM was approved by the King. And the reality is, whether we like it or not, a cut-off date had to be made and people were always going to miss out. Right, before we get onto the eligible operations, let's have a look at what counts as reckonable service, which simply means time that counts towards the 180-day figure. Here is a full list, and you'll notice in a number of these cases it only counts if taken in the same location as the operational activity. But what I think will cause the biggest sigh of relief is the last one on this list, rest and recuperation. You'll be pleased to know that R&R does count towards the 180 days, and that is regardless of the location. From a number of the messages I received last year when this was initially announced, that should now make some of you eligible for the medal. When it comes to personnel flying air sorties, whether that be crewed or uncrewed, fixed or rotary wing, into a qualifying location, they will earn 1 WSM day per sortie based on the takeoff date logged, with 1 sortie counted per calendar day, even if multiple sorties occur, or a sortie spans 2 days. Ground personnel in a qualifying location earn a WSM day regardless of sorties flown, but if personnel fly a sortie supporting a higher priority Tier 1 to 3 medal operation, that sortie takes precedence and they cannot earn a WSM day for the same day. In simple terms, you can't have the same day count towards multiple operational medals. Hopefully that makes sense. It's also worth noting what counts as non-reckonable days towards the Wider Service Medal. So if you spent time out of theatre as recorded by JPA Move and Track on training courses due to medical or casualty reasons, due to compassionate and paternity leave, then those days do not count towards the 180-day threshold. And this is because you would not be contributing to the operational activity during that period. Right, what are these eligible operations then? Well, there are over 20 of them so far, and I will link below the Gov website page where you can find them all, as well as more information about the wider service medal. Make sure to pay attention to the footnotes as they provide further information. As an example, for Crossways, short-term training teams, or STTs, are currently not eligible for the wider service medal. This list is not the be-all and end-all. Further operational activity will be considered and added as the Operations Recognition Board do their thing. So, perhaps you're eligible. When will you receive it? Well, as you can imagine, with the backdating to December 2018, it's no small task to identify all the eligible personnel. This process has begun this month, July 25, and is estimated to take 7 months to complete. If you believe you are eligible and have not received the JPA notification or your medal by the 31st of January 2026, then submit an application to the MOD Medal Office or MODMO. They will use your JPA Move and Track data to confirm eligibility. If the move and track history is not accurate, then evidence will need to be provided and the data corrected before they will issue you a wider service medal. I personally don't know if there's a way to check how many days you might have that count towards this medal. There may be a way within JPA, but I'm not aware. If you happen to know, please leave a comment down below. I'd be really interested in seeing how many days I am shy of being eligible. And there you have it, some more details on the wider service medal. Hopefully many of you should receive it over the following months, and those of you who mount medals will be pleased with the additional income about to head your way. The WSM Gov webpage has more details with a frequently asked questions section. Be sure to check that out for more information. Will you be receiving this medal? Do you agree with it? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. If you liked what you just saw, please hit the subscribe button up there, and if you want to see some more videos, click over there. See you soon.